सत श्री अकाल साਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ। ਨਕਲੀ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਉਡਾਏ ਐ, ਪਰ ਅੱਜ ਅਸਲੀ ਉਡਾਉਂਗਾ। ਇੱਕ ਗੱਲ ਦੱਸਾਂ, ਹੈ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਨਕਲੀ। Hello everyone. I have flown many fake planes, but today I will fly a real plane. Can I tell you something? This one is also fake.
Cool, so welcome to the flight experience Adelaide. So here's our cockpit layout. So in the video I also show you how briefly what the layout is. So in front of you is the control. If you push back to yourself, the aircraft nose will start going up.
Alright.
And if you push down, the aircraft nose goes down. Just like when we're starting to climb up or we're trying to get down to the ground, we're just going to push up and pull up and push down.
Yeah.
So like a car, you can just steer it to the left, and the aircraft start turning to the left, straight to the right, the aircraft start turning to the right. But this one is not going to work on the ground because there's no airflow coming through the wings, so the wings won't have any effect. Instead of using the steering wheel in front of you, on your left hand side, there's what we call a tiller wheel. If you push forward, the aircraft will turn to the right, and you push back to yourself, push down, the aircraft turns to the left. So you can see there is a yellow line in front of you. So it's slightly cutting through the dash up here, right?
Yeah.
So what we will do now, what we'll do later, after I've finished all the brief, we will taxi out, and then follow the yellow line, and we will stop in the middle of the runway. Cool, and that's what we've used for taxi. But during takeoff, we won't use the tiller wheel because it's a bit dangerous. So we will use the rudder on your leg. If you push your left foot forward, you try to push your left foot forward, and then you can feel there's a push, right? The aircraft, when you push to the left, the aircraft will turn to the left. If you push to the right, the aircraft pushes to the right as well. That was what we do for takeoff when we trying to stay on the center line. We will see that later. So in front of you, you can see all sorts of display in front of you. So on your left side, we will call a PFD, which is a primary flight display. On your left side, you can see a 45, which is our airspeed indicator, which shows how fast we are going. What is preset as 45 is the minimum. In the middle, what we will call a artificial horizon. Blue is the sky, and then brown is the ground. So you can see there is the L in the middle of the display. This represents our wing. So when we during takeoff, we will try to climb up to 15 degrees, which is the line over here.
Yeah.
And then after we pass 1,000 feet, I will show you later, and we'll come up to 10 degrees of climb. On your right side here is our elevation, which is now here in Adelaide. We are at around 30 feet right now. So what later we will do, here is our target altitude is 3,000 feet. We will climb up to 3,000, and we will try to stay at 3,000 feet for the whole time. On your right side here is our map. It's basically just showing where we are. The triangle here is represent yourself, and then here is our airport, and the pink line here is our heading. So when we're flying, we need to make sure we are flying on our heading. So whatever heading we set here, we must follow it. We must fly with them. In the middle here with our engine parameter, it just shows how our engine is moving. So right now our engine is under like about 21% of power, even though it's idle right now. Come to down here, it's our center console at this area. Here is our speed brake. If you want to try to lift it up and then just pull it a bit behind. Yep, and you can see there's the green lights active coming up, and you can let it go. Yep, and here is our speed brakes. But we'll only use for landing, but not for takeoff. But so we don't need to care about right now. But when we're landing, we'll use this one for our landing to help us stop. Cool. So here is our thrust. We only use it two at the same time. So if you can put your hand on the thrust, yep, and then try to push into front, yep, cool, and then kind of coming back. Cool, this is how it feels the power, and you can also see there's the power coming up when we're pushing up. Cool, and then here is two lever. If you try to pull it up, cool, here's the sound that we were trying to when we're stopping for our aircrafts, and then you push it down. Cool, it's our reverse thrust to help us to stop. But it's also this we won't need to care when we are during takeoff. Come to here is our flaps. So you can see on the two side here is our safety guide. So we just don't want people to put the flap down or too far up behind. If you can try to lift it up and push forward to one stage up. Yep, and then just let it go. Cool. And then one more up. Yep, cool. And it's just how it feels. And then when you come to the guide here, if you need to put it down for once and then push it up again to forward down. Yep, cool, cool. And then here is our popper. It's just our popper to help us stop. And then come back to here is our gear. Which is basically our wheel. When we take off, we want to take it off like we don't want to have extra drag. So we come to here, it's our autopilot and also our instrument console. We will set our speed, how fast we want the aircraft to fly, and our heading, which is the pink line here. And then here's our altitude we want to set, which is set on the display around here is 3000. This we want to fly on. During the flight, if you want to try to use autopilot, we can, or I will try to introduce you autopilot for what pilot used to do. So coming up here is our overhead panel. Can you just help me put all those lights on here? Just 1, 2, 3, 4. Just push it all the way down. Yep, all the way down. Yep. Cool, perfect. So we can come up to here is our fuel selector and also our electrical. And come to here is our no smoking and our seatbelt lights. We want our passenger to fasten up their seatbelt, so just put these two down for me, please. Cool, perfect. So up to here is our hydraulics and also our electrical that help our aircraft runs. Come back down here is our radio that we talk to the tower or the air traffic controller. Here is our navigation aids will help us to guide to the airport when it's low and dark. Here is just our 4-digit code. It's unique. We can tell from this 4-digit code we can tell the air traffic controller how far we are, how high we are, and how fast we are. So can you just help me to turn the knob all the way to the right, please? Cool, perfect. Cool. Any questions?
No.
No. Cool. So what we're going to do now, I will ask you to take off the prop brake, and then push the first up to my hand level, and then we'll start taxiing to the middle of the runway. When you can see the yellow line here, just try to cut through in the middle here, and just follow in the center line. And after we turn on the center line, we will come to a stop. Cool. Any questions?
No.
No. Cool. So take the prop brake off. Just push it down. Cool. And then just come to my hand here. Yep, just here. And then your left hand on the tiller wheel. And the aircraft will start turn to the runway. Just come to a little bit in the middle first. Yep. And then start turning to the right. Just push forward. Yep. And let's try to stay on the center line where the white line is. Yep, perfect. And just come to a stop. Just put the brakes on. Just comes up on the top. Yep. It's here. Cool. And we'll have the prop brake on again. Just push up. Yep. Cool. So right now we're on the center line. So what we're going to do later, we will take off, and then I'll call some speed. You'll hear me saying V1 rotate. When you hear rotate, just pull this control all the way back to yourself, and then we're going to try to keep our wing up to 15 degrees right here. And then after that, I will say positive climb, gear up. I want you to try to put it up, the gear. If you can't, I will help you to put it up, it's okay. Cool, and then up back to here. You can see there's two black knots here. You see here? When I ask you to push the thrust up to my hand level, and I say stable, you can press the two black button here, and the thrust will just go by itself, so we don't care about it. When you press the two black button here, I want you to both hand on the control, and then look at the end of the runway. Any questions right now?
No.
No? Are you nervous?
No.
Okay, cool. That's good. Cool. We'll get going now. So get the prop brake off. Just push it down. Yep. And then push the thrust to my hand, and then the left hand on the throttle, and one hand on here. Yep. And then it's stable, and then press the two black button here. Yep. Cool. And then just both hands on the control, and the eyes on the end of the runway. Cool. Airspeed is alive. So you can see that there's a pink line coming up on your screen. Yes, here is 100 knots. And then V1 rotate, bring the control back to yourself. More, a bit more, a bit more. Yep, just stay right here. Cool, just push the nose a little bit down to the ground. Just push a bit away to yourself. Just push a little bit away, yep. More, 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 more. Cool, and then we have positive, great. And can you gear up for me? It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, I'll help you. Cool, what we will do now is we want to try to keep our speed at 10 degrees here and then fly the heading at the pink line here. Cool, just slightly come to your left a little bit. Just turn to the left a little bit and so we can catch up to the pink line here. Cool, and then slightly try to let the nose down up to this. Just follow the pink line here, so we can stay at the 3,000 feet. Just bring the nose back to yourself a little bit. I will help you a little bit as well, so you don't have to give too much power. After takeoff checklist, rotate the takeoff off, flap this up, or like this off. All good. We want to try to keep at 3,000 feet, so we're going to push the nose down a little bit. Cool. So at the same time, when you're ready, can you change the heading to 312 for me to the right? Just turn to the right to 312. Cool. So when you're ready, you can start turning to the right. Just gently to the right, come to the here. Cool, doing a great job. It's a nice turn. Cool. On your map, you can see we're approaching to the line of our heading. When we hit 300, we can start gently back to the middle. Great job. So right now, can you help me change the heading to 042 to the right? Yep, to the right. Keep going. Yep, just 42. Cool, perfect. So when you're ready, you can start turning to the right again. Cool, just slightly, just let the control push a bit to the ground.
Bank angle.
We'll just come back left a little bit. We'll just come back up a little bit, just gently come back to yourself. Cool, perfect. So right now we are on a downwind of the circuit, so we're going to try to get ourselves down to the runway. So you can see our airport is there already. So right now what I want you to do is, I want you to set our speed to 200. Yep, and then set our altitude to 2,000 to the left. 2,000, yep. Cool, and then we will start getting down to the airport. So can you just fly back to the heading for me, please? Cool, and then when we are doing our descent, when we try to get down to the airport, we generally want to our wing is in the middle of the blue and the brown. So just like the middle line here. If you can just probably put our wings in the middle, please. Cool, so you can see that we're on the next to the runway now. So what we will do is an operation called touch and go. So when we touch the ground, we will apply full power again, and we will climb up again. So we just touch the ground, and we will fly again. So later you will hear a bit of calls from the aircraft, but there's a lot of call. But I want you to worry about is 150. So when you hear 100, I want you to press the disconnect button here, and when you hear 50, bring all the way back to the to the idle. And then I will have you to do the flaps. And then when I say rotate, I want you to bring the aircraft climbing again. Any questions for now?
Wait, I've got a question.
Yeah?
You know how planes use knots?
Planes what?
Like planes use knots at speed.
Yeah?
But how much is that compared to a kilometer?
Oh, this is a good question. I don't have my calculator here. But generally speaking, if we are flying at like 100 knots, or like maybe 80 kilometers, it's generally about 50 knots. It's generally about 50 knots of the aircraft. So 50 knots is around maybe 90 kilometers or 50 kilometers. So you can see we are at 200 speed 200 right now. So if you can just keep our aircraft at 2,000 feet, let's come back up a little bit. Yeah. So in generally speaking, if we are at maybe if we're driving at 90 kilometers, so it is somewhere around 50 knots or like 60 knots. Cool. Speed at the 200. Can you please put the flaps to 1 here? Yep. Lift up. Yep. And let go. Yep. Perfect. Cool. Just push the nose down a little bit now. Just keep the nose. Let's try and get back to the middle of the blue and the brown, if you can. I'll help you a little bit, so cool, so right now we are above the Port Adelaide. So if you can set our speed to 180. So 180, just keep the nose back to yourself. Yep, 180, and when you're ready, you can start put your heading to 132 to the right. Cool, and we can start turning to the right here. So we can just keep in the middle of the pink line, so you can see there's a pink line in front of you. Just keep on our aircraft on that level. Yep. So when you're ready, you can start put the flaps to 5 here. Yep, just here. Yep. Cool, perfect. And then when you can you set the heading to 222 to the right? Cool. And then when you're ready, you can start turning to the right again, and then with a gentle right. Try to stay at 2000. Cool, you can see our runway now. So we'll start doing our approach. So what you do is put the gear down if you can. Nice, cool. And then when the gear is down, when we wait the speed to come down, and I want you to put the flap to 15. Go and try to come back to speed, and then set the speed to 150. Cool, just come a bit to the right now. So you can see there is like a red light next to the runway. Can you see the runway in front of you?
Oh yeah.
Yep, so that is our system called Poppy. So when we say with the Poppy, you can see 2 white, 2 red. It's a perfect, we are on a perfect spot. But if you see there's too much red, which means we are too low, we need to go back up a little bit. So right now we have too much red, so we want to come back a little bit up more. Come a lot more.
1,000.
We're too low, we need to come back more. And then try to come to the right a little bit more. Cool, and then when you can start put the flaps to 30 here. Just pull up, and then back, yep. And then start push the nose down. Push the nose down, push the nose down. Push the nose down more. So we can see now it's 4 white. We are too fast. So what we'll do is we'll put the speed a little bit back. So let's try to land on the runway. So come to the left now. Just a little bit. Cool, when you're ready, you can set the heading to 360 to the right. Just come back, come the nose back a little bit, come back a little bit. We're going down again. Cool, so when you're ready, you can set the speed to 180. And then can you set our flaps to 5, please? Just one more. Cool. When you're ready, you can start turn to the right. Just keep the nose down. Just keep the nose down. We're climbing up now, so we're gonna go down. We have to land on our own runway, so we need to come down. Yep, just stay right here for me, please. Just here. Just come back up a little bit. Just keep coming to the right. Cool, perfect. Just come back up a little bit. So and then start spinning back to neutral. So you can see there's a big light on the right. So that's our runway. So just to get the gear down. Yep, flaps to 15. And then speed to 150.
This one.
150 to the left. So you can see there's 2 runway. Now we want to aim to the right one. So what we will do now is we want to try to get down to the runway. So we need to push the nose down. Otherwise we can't get to the runway. We're climbing again. So we want to push the nose down to the ground. Just push it down. Yep. And then if you can start turning to the right. I will set the heading for you. To the right. To the right. Oops. Just careful.
Sink rate.
Just coming back. Just come back up a little bit more.
Sink rate. Sink rate. Terrain. Sink rate. Terrain. Sink rate.
Cool. You can see there's a big light on the right.
Sink rate.
Just come back. Come more to the right. Just keep coming right more. Just going to the right more a little bit. And I want you to set the flaps to 30 here. Up and down. Yep, just here. Go ahead, keep to push the nose to the ground. I'll help you a little bit as well. Cool.
1,000.
We have 3 white and 1 red, so a little bit high. Just keep coming down. So we have 2 white, 2 red, so perfect. Just come back, push the back, pull the control back to yourself, and then come to the left. Come to the left more.
500.
And come more a little bit. More. So don't let the aircraft to climb. Don't let the aircraft to climb. Yep. Perfect. Just keep pushing down. So one hand on the control. On the thrust. Yep. Just one hand. Yep. Just come back. Eyes on the runway.
Approaching minimums.
Just keep bring it back up. Bring the control back up.
Minimums.
Bring the control back up.
100. 50.
Go disengage it. And bring all the way back. Eyes on the runway. Try to get down. Cool, and flare.
20. 10.
Cool, and then bring the reverse thrust back. Cool, 60 knots. Come. The reverse thrust can come back. Cool, nice, and then we're gonna give some bricks. Cool, perfect. And get the reverse thrust back. Cool, perfect. How does it feel?
Good.
Good, cool. So on the left side again, you can see the lights. Just help me to bring it back on, please.